It is a surprise that the elite, educated fellows are among who shun voting during election. One of the duties of Nigerian citizens is to exercise their franchise. Participating during election times gives room for the right candidate to occupy elected position in the country. Ali Taiwo, a legal practitioner, emphasized that if Nigerians fully participated in electoral process, a right candidate of their choice will emerge.
Electorate must be able to assess the candidates. They have to know where is it coming from, what is it doing, what is his motive. And they must be able to ask questions as to what is ready to offer the people. It is the answers to these questions that we tell electorate whether a particular candidate represents their choice or not. But unfortunately, some electorates are not doing this. So, but I believe the only way to determine whether a particular candidate represents the choice of the people is to know what the candidate is doing, where is it coming from, what are his precedent and antecedent. So with this, they will be able to determine whether he's actually coming to represent the choice or actually coming to represent the people.
He advises Nigerians to use their votes in the right way.
We Nigerians, we are the one that is actually creating that scenario that there is a particular godfather somewhere. No. The power still belongs to the people. We are the godfather. The power belongs to the people. Sovereignty belongs to the people. But we are not using it. Nigerians are not using the vote, which is the power that belongs to them. They are not using it. If we have been using our power rightly, why you are saying godfather? You came to me that before you vote for me, I have to give you money. I gave you money. I also gave you money to give others that will bring forth for me. He who pay the pipers will dictate the tune. So there's no way somebody that you collected money from, before you vote for him, that person must dictate what will happen to the society, what will happen to you and the society at large. But why can't we just start expressing our view in such a way that politicians will realize that money is not the issue. We want you to come and perform. If you don't perform, you still have the power. We will vote you out. Nobody will arrest you. Nobody will intimidate you or whatever for voting for the candidate of your choice. Of course, no. So I believe the only way we can, issue of governmentalism or whatever, the only way that we can get it right is for the electorate to stop asking money from politicians. They don't consider the merit in a candidate. All we are after now is give me money, I will vote for you. Then how do we get it right in such manner? We can't. The only way to get it right is for the electorate to exercise their civic duty without asking for money. Because if it is money you want, notorious armed robber will come. They will give you money and you will vote for them. Yes, fraudster will come. They will give you money, you vote for them. The government, they will be in charge of your life, in charge of the society. Because it is money you want, they have given it to you. We should stop asking money from politicians. We should stop even collecting money, even not asking. Stop asking and stop collecting money from politicians. We have viable candidates, people that can deliver. But because they don't have money, they were afraid to come out and contest. When will we stop this? When will we get the right leaders? When the right people are afraid of contesting? I think it is time for us to change our ways.
I reiterate that politicians who occupy elected positions to keep their promises and deliver the dividend of democracy.
The advice is for politicians to understand that it was people that voted them into power, and they voted them into power for them to deliver. They should always remember that time will still come that you will still need their votes. And there's a saying that one good turn deserves another. Though the situation is different this time around, because politicians this time around, the money they supposed to be using for developmental projects, so that they will buy the mind of the people during election, instead of them to be putting all this money into developmental projects. They prefer to save that money for election. It's because of the mindset of the electorate. They prefer to save the money for election, so that when during the election they will spend, they will give money, and they believe that with money they will still get their second time or third time or whatever. Because they believe that Nigerians still believe in money. So we advise, but a reasonable politician will rather perform than keeping money. Take for instance, this former governor of Lagos State performed excellently well, and people were ready for a second time that nothing will happen, we have to vote for him. We have never had such a performing governor before in Lagos State, despite the fact that he continued from where his predecessor stopped. But the first thing remains that he has performed excellently well. And tell me, a reasonable person will not think twice to vote for such a person. So politicians should be reasonable about performing. They have to perform. You don't need to keep money to give electoral. Use that money for other things that will benefit the people. The people will understand that you are performing, and they want you to do more. They want you to do more. So I think the best advice for them is to perform, and people should see.
In order to get a right candidate to occupy elected position to deliver the dividend of democracy, it is advisable to fully participate in electoral process and avoid practice that could hinder national development.